Hey, hello, and welcome to another Margozzi Brothers video. Today I wanted to talk about a car part that my brother needed, Paul needed on his 69 Grand Prix, and they're not available. So, as part of the Making Impossible Parts project, I taught myself how to use CAD, computer aided design, and found ways to get parts printed. And so this was kind of what we do sometimes when we can't find a part, doesn't exist, can't buy it anywhere. So I guess make your own. Here's the part that we're trying to reproduce. As you can see, it's fairly beat up. And I need to reproduce this so that he can put it on his car. What it is this goes behind the license plate on the rear bumper, and you pull the license plate down. You actually tip it down. It's hinged on the bottom, and that giant oval there exposes where the gas tank filler hole is. This funny little conical pyramid-shaped thing. It's actually a place where like a bicycle inner tube valve was mounted, and back in the day you could have got air shocks, so you can pump up the air shocks and change the ride height. So like if you had a lot of junk in the trunk, no pun intended, you could put more air in there and raise the back up so it's not dragging. So anyways, the idea with the CAD tool is to, take pictures and take measurements of this ratty old piece, try to estimate, what the shape was supposed to be, and then draw it up and see if you can get one printed in plastic. Hey, so I wanted to show you how I am able to design and make these 3D parts using this tool called Autodesk Fusion. Fusion360 is what's usually called. So this is the license plate pocket, and you can kind of pan around and zoom around using this little cube over here to see the front and the back, and all sorts of little things like that. turn it. So you get a real good idea of how your part's looking. Just to kind of give you a quick little overview of how it works, there's a little timeline down here at the bottom where you make drawings and do extrudes and things, and you keep adding these things up. And you can see this one took quite a few to make, but I started with an original piece, made measurements, made some assumptions. So I can go to the very first step and kind of walk through and show you just a little bit. The first thing you do usually is you create a sketch. So I have my list of sketches here, and we'll edit this one. And this was kind of the basic side profile. I measured some angles and some distances, and you add dimensions and things to lock in the design. Once you add these angles and lengths and stuff, then it all turns black, and you can't just click and drag things around. It's locked in. So you'll see like a little red padlock here on the icon. That means it's fully locked. Not all my drawings are. Yeah. So then next thing you do from the drawing is I made a panel. I think this was, what is this called, a fill. I made a surface out of this. So just took that drawing, and now I have this like infinitely thin surface, and then from there I extruded it out, which sort of means like pull it out. See how it's this was the original shape, and I just pulled out this edge and this edge and this edge over to the right. And so what I'm trying to do here is draw half. I'm trying to make like half of this license pocket, this being down the middle. And then when I'm done, well, I'll add everything I can that's symmetrical on this half. Then I'll mirror it to the other side. So I only kind of have to design half the part. So let's see what I did next. I think I brought in some pictures, and then we did another drawing here. So there was a bunch of weird things, like we had to try to make this thing flex out to the side. But anyways, I'll just go ahead and play this like it's a movie. This little timeline will move along, and you'll see this part grow, and you can kind of quickly see what I've done step by step. Oops, now I want to go, sorry. Where's the, I want to go play. Here we go. So you can see it adding more. That was an image to get a curve, and I cut that. You can see things are getting beveled, rolled over. I had to take a couple of photographs to see if I could, there it mirrored it to both sides now. Cut the hole for the thing. This is like a little pyramid structure. Then there's a lot of stuff that goes on the back. It won't let me rotate it for now. Getting these little ears right was a real pain. That was probably the hardest part. Okay, so it's all done, and we're back to this thing. So like what I was saying was these little ear tabs here and here, they were very difficult. It's hard to measure, it's hard to get, trying to rotate it around to a direction. Yeah, these things are slightly off angles. So this was the part that sadly took me the longest amount of time. We also made a change. These little kind of dowels that are sticking out, these little rods. Originally there was clips there. This kind of two-sided arrowhead looking thing that would go into a rectangular slot in the bumper. The problem was it made it extremely difficult to get them out, and they also rotted and broke. So we decided to do these dowels. You could take it in and out without having to remove panels off the car, which is what you currently have to do. But you can see I can drag this thing around, or this thing is what they call an orbit. I can, flick it around to my heart's desire. This is I'll rotate this. This is we sort of instead of having, I specified on here that this is for a 69 to 70 Grand Prix. Isogram is sort of our little moniker. It's our last name backwards. And the V42 is its version 42, which you can see up here. Is that way I know this part was from the 42nd version of this drawing. Every time you do a save, which I save every once in a while, just like on a computer, so you don't lose your work. I didn't actually make this part 42 times, but we probably did make it 6 or 7 times. So anyways, that is how you use the CAD tool to draw a part that you want.